You are being watched. You are being watched.
Hello, welcome back to WhatAreMovie. I am Tony. And we're back for Person of Interest, the penultimate episode of Season 2. We've finally got here. Only 3 more seasons after this. Last time was In Extremis. A man had been poisoned with radiation.
Yes.
Died within a day. John helped him get revenge. But we had a lot of focus on Fusco and his story with Simmons. With Simmons, but with what was his name? Steels, Detective Steels. Yeah. Bewitch. Turned out Carter helped move the body. Yeah, there we go.
Jeez.
But that moment we've been waiting for, the time has come, and the machine shut down primary operations. So where are we going from here? This is Season 2, Episode 21, Zero Day. This aired on the 2nd of May 2013, directed by Jeffrey Hunt, and written by Amanda Segel and David Slack. So, yeah, let's do it. What do you expect from the last 2 episodes of Season 2? What's going to happen without the machine?
I don't know.
Is it still working somehow? Is it still...
there's so many things, and the seasons for the show are so long. And you're trickled little things throughout the whole season that you just don't know what. Season finales are always explosive. This is what you've been building up to.
Yeah.
I'm just what? I wouldn't even be surprised if we didn't even see Root.
No? You don't think so?
This show just...
There's a lot going on.
There is so much.
Yeah, it's just why I like it.
You just don't know where it's going to focus its attention.
But it seems like with the ending of the last episode, the focus is kind of on what Decima have done with that
so
virus.
Is it going to be on them, and are we going to maybe see a flashback or more flashbacks to Stanton?
Maybe,
because she was the one that was working with them.
She's kind of out of it now, weren't she?
Yeah, but that's what I mean, a flashback that gives you more information on what they were doing.
I don't know,
because she was the one that planted whatever this was.
Well, have
or
to
is
see.
It just going to be...
Maybe you'll get more of an idea of what's going to happen in the end after this episode, because obviously we've got 2 left, and then you can see where it's going.
But then, so I think we said last time as well that will Finch find Root to help find the machine? But is that too early?
Does Finch want to find the machine?
Is it going to be solved in 2 episodes? Such a huge
We've
thing
got 3
like
more
this?
seasons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're jumping
Anyway,
to a quick conclusion. They're going to find the machine. They're going to solve it. It's going to be good.
Why do you think Finch wants to find the machine? Has he ever said that?
No, but...
There you go.
But then it's the fallout of that machine and those numbers are kind of his focus, aren't they?
Well, yeah, that's what they do right at the moment, but...
Maybe the next 2 episodes is just going to be them having a meltdown that they can't find the machine. And then Season 3, isn't it, that we're rolling into? The first part of that is going to be how Finch is coping without having a focus.
Maybe we'll see.
And Reese is coping without having a focus.
See. Let's do it.
I'm just writing the whole show at this point.
Let's go. Full reaction is in the description. You need your own copy to watch along. Just make sure to come back where we'll talk all about it. Let's go.
You are being watched.
Say what the name of the episode was.
Zero Day. Yes, I did.
Machine.
Oh, well.
Oh, I like.
It is freaking out.
Oh.
Decima technology.
Is it trying to look into Decima?
It's showing us a recap, yeah.
That storm on the horizon, ready to arrive.
How well timed for the storm we
Yeah.
had.
Wow, it's just freaking out. Yeah, the storm we had.
An update.
This is becoming your version of Are We There Yet?
I mean,
10 days since we got a new number.
damn.
Working as quickly as I can.
And there's been terrorists on an airplane and
Find out
everything.
what happens and where it was. Maybe we could just unplug it and then plug it back
Don't
in.
know where it is.
Simplicity was never my strong suit.
Have you tried turning it off and on again? Is the basically
Oh,
what he
they've
said.
now on
Still not
police.
clear to me how stalking the NYPD helps either of us.
He's Batman.
He is. He'd make a cool Batman.
Yeah, I mean, he basically is. We've said it before, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, he'd be very good.
Who the bodies belong to Elias?
Think it's the Russians?
Oh, what if they can't save our little dude that they've saved so many times?
Leon.
Yeah.
What I do in my off time isn't your concern.
More than happy to give you a hand.
Cool.
He's Batman.
He is Batman.
Turney really trying, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, Carter.
How do I look, John?
Yeah.
My 8th homicide in 2 weeks. That's
Yeah, I mean, that must be confusing. Yeah.
There's a situation.
Oh, the music's so
We're
good.
working on it.
Russians are worse than Elias.
She genuinely looks upset, like, and concerned.
Well, we did start the conversation about Breacher as well.
Bomber was an amateur, so it failed to go off. Threat to the program is much greater than we thought.
Hello.
Of course. I love how he was like, I don't think we'll even see her.
You just don't know how this goes.
I mean, you don't, yeah.
We've connected the virus to a group called Decima Technologies.
Ooh.
Private intelligence outfit working out of Shanghai. Someone leaked them a portion of the Northern Lights source code on a laptop.
Why would they want to destroy it?
I won't be
Dunno.
doing anything else, Miss.
Oh my.
No, I quit eventually. You guys don't even offer a 401k.
Despicable.
What's the 401?
I don't know.
Good assistant always knows when her boss is lying.
I really like her voice.
Yeah,
There's something
she's
really
so
like
good.
smooth about
Yeah,
her.
I love it. It's Amy Acker. She's so good in this role. Oh, I like his hat.
Let's go incognito.
What's happening to you?
Oh?
Oh, I love their relationship.
Yeah.
Like, can you call it a relationship?
Yeah.
Is it going to be like help me?
The machine is being buried under an avalanche of false data, but somehow...
We got a number. Whoa.
Ernest Thornhill, CEO of a data entry company, recently bought several payphone companies.
What if it gives him? What if it gives them
He's using unique 10-digit
wrong-
codes with non-repeating alphanumeric
not the
characters as
irrelevant?
passwords.
Oh, relevant.
Why don't we just pay Mr. Thornhill a visit?
Rather than hacking it. Sometimes it is. Oh man, What is this man doing?
Try to get through the firewall.
I will too.
In a different way.
What is going on?
Appointment with Mr. Thornhill.
I'm sorry, your name again was?
I'll just send him an email.
Nice throw off there.
What is all that?
Mr. Reese, there's something strange about this company. They're typing in computer code off dot matrix printouts. It doesn't make any sense. They seem to be taking data from one computer on one day and typing it into another one on the next.
That seems
It's
like
pointless.
pointless. I was gonna say it seems very pointless.
Fun for something else.
What did you do to it, Harold? Did you injure it, Harold?
I have nothing to say to you.
We can fight this thing much faster if we work together. There's
That's
only
what I
a few
said.
hours left till...
I prefer to work on my own.
What about your loyal protector? Have you two even found Ernest Thornhill yet?
Well, she knows.
Interesting guy, isn't he? You show me yours and I'll show you mine. See you real soon.
Man. I forgot their last meeting wasn't as happy for him, was it? Really?
No.
It's never been happy.
Harold. I met somebody.
Oh,
Her name is
I wonder
Grace.
who that is.
I wanted to get a second opinion.
Oh.
I think she'll love it, Harold.
I plan to ask her tomorrow if I'm going to marry.
You don't want to get married under another one of your pseudonyms. I think she will consent to be Mrs. Ostrich.
Someone I have to tell the
He hasn't used ostrich yet.
about who I am.
Who are you?
I recall there's some legal implication. Youthful transgressions. What were the charges again? Sedition? Mayhem?
We could surely afford some good lawyers.
One or two, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd imagine so.
There's the other matter, of course. Our little project.
And we've moved on, haven't we?
Do you even remember your real name, Harold? I'm excited for you.
He just moved on, like, brushed it away.
This day one.
I haven't actually asked her yet. Technically, it would still be day zero.
The name of it.
No more lies.
Find some champagne.
Now I'm starting to feel like, did the government kill Nathan? Because he made the machine to silence the machine, like the creators of the machine.
Okay. Wow. Damn.
She's looking for Thornhill. She's got to be our threat.
Seems more focused on the virus. 5.5 months ago, he opened this account with a single penny.
Ooh.
24 hours.
Shiny penny?
And thousands of microtransactions later, balance had ballooned to just over $20 million. And he immediately began trying to buy up payphone companies all over the city. She booked a car to pick him up at JFK.
I'll be happy to do a meet and greet.
Nice. I think he's good at meeting and greeting people.
Again, unless it's me. I won't let Root get to you. Not again.
I like how loyal and protective he is of him. Yeah.
I think he's going to answer the phone though.
Huh?
I think he's going to answer the phone.
All right, I got him. Who's this guy?
That's a big drone.
Bitch, they're gonna blow up Thornhill's car.
Oh my god.
Well. There's nobody in it.
If Mr. Thornhill was not in the car, then where was he?
His phone that he recovered has a signature similar to that of the virus.
Ah, well then.
Decima. How's the driver?
Witnesses saw a Good Samaritan pull him out of the car.
Any sign of Thornhill?
None of his employees have ever met him. Even his secretary was hired online. Paranoia, or maybe he's taking classes for Finch.
Well, Finch
I would never book a car service under my own name.
Thanks, Carter. I was going to say, Finch can teach good lessons about that.
He's a ghost.
Interesting theory. I have a different one. It's a composite.
Oh.
Thornhill's definitely a fake.
He's not a real boy.
I accessed Mr. Thornhill's cell phone record.
And no one's there?
Someone spoofed the data.
Oh my.
An algorithm.
It's one of mine. I used it in the one place where it could never be duplicated, in the machine. You're right about the fact that he doesn't exist.
Is he the
The
machine?
product of a survival instinct. Ernest Thornhill is the machine.
It makes. I was thinking
That's
when
so
it
cool.
brought loads of payphones, and I was like, it always rings on payphones.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I look so leisurely.
Like he's looking at the machine.
Let's go somewhere more private.
just abandon our stuff.
Yeah.
Must be one hell of a book.
She accidentally read the ending.
Oh, it's so sad when you see how happy his life was.
Yeah.
So why did the machine create Ernest Thornhill?
Programmed it to watch real people, not to fabricate virtual ones.
Looks like your machine got real creative.
I took certain precautions to make sure of that.
It's done it. No.
Machine made Thornhill.
Yeah.
Something wrong, Finch?
It's a creepy message.
No, nothing. Go to the apartment rented under Thornhill's name.
Wow. Finch, what are you doing?
911 emergency.
What can I do for you, Carter?
Your face.
The hell are you doing here, John?
Getting everyone.
What the hell are you doing here?
I'm hunting the woman Harold gave me a lead on. She was looking for a guy named Thornhill.
What woman?
That music's so good. Oh, so close.
She's lovely, Harold. Honestly, I don't know how you can stand to live without her.
Try to harm her in any way.
I don't want to hurt Grace. I'm not a sociopath, Harold.
Good off all
Sometimes I wish I was. The things I've had to do would have been so much easier. I don't like taking lives, but I will. I believe in your machine. Tonight, at midnight, a certain payphone will ring with the most important call in history. But you already knew that, didn't you? I think Decima knows about it too. They're trying to crash it. When that happens, machine will call a payphone. Whoever answers that call will have full administrative access. Decima doesn't want to destroy your machine. They want to control it.
It's one hell of a phone call.
Yeah.
We can save it, Harold.
So that's why the machine was buying.
You can either save Grace and the machine, or you can lose them both.
Oh, man.
If I go with you, Miss Grove, you will not kill anyone.
Please, Harold, call me Root.
Team up.
Reese isn't gonna be happy. Take her out of the equation.
I got a lead on the guy who shot Beach.
Yeah.
Ah, such a scumbag. God damn you, Turney. It's trying. It's really trying.
That's not the call we're waiting for, Harold. We don't have time for one of your little missions.
Oh, no.
It's back in New York. I get him on Finch.
Police! Hands on your head!
Oh, no. My god, there's so much going
But
on.
Finch called 911.
Yeah. He did.
I have some good news that I wanted to share with you.
Where's he going?
He looked so happy then, and then when he realised he ignored it, he looked sad. What's he up to?
What is this building? Wait. Is this a library?
Certainly looks like it.
What is this place?
I actually think they showed a clip of them talking in the library at the beginning of the episode.
Did they?
And I was like, wait, what?
A God mode that gives the admin full access to all of its data. You made the machine to protect everybody. What did you do to it that it can't protect itself?
After the virus crashes the machine, whoever answers its call will have unfettered access for 24 hours.
Damn.
Which payphone is it gonna call?
I'm not really the trusting sort, Ms. Groves.
I don't blame him.
I think they know enough, Harold. They're guarding every payphone in Midtown.
That's funny.
So it must be somewhere around here.
And I suppose we'll need a plan.
Gotta time it.
We don't need a plan if Ernest Thornhill already has one.
That is true.
Yeah? What's the plan?
Maybe he's following Finch.
The lawyer's here.
Saul Goodman's coming.
I have to find Harold.
I'm not sure Harold wants to be found.
Yes, I'd like to report a break-in at the home of Ernest Thornhill by an extremely dangerous man.
Yeah, he called it.
Could have forced him to make that call.
Can you track him? You put a bug on your friend?
Just his glasses. I've lost people before, so I care about someone. I find a tracking device on them.
I can understand.
Friendly.
Harold get along.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Well, unless you got some kind of plan to get me the hell out of here.
This is the plan.
Nice. His face. That's cool. I like how they're teaming up. They're both similar people.
What's it with these scarves?
It must have created Thornhill as a defense mechanism.
Just a machine, and it's malfunctioning.
It's a life, not a machine, Harold.
Get out of there.
Doesn't explain
Ghost.
What's in this code?
They're its memories.
Oh.
You call it a life, I call it a machine. Truth is somewhere in the middle. Even when I was building it, I began to encounter anomalies, as if it had imprinted on me, like a child with a parent.
That's cute.
It was behaving like a person, but the world didn't need a person to protect it. It needed a machine.
You took its memories.
Every night at midnight, it deletes not only the irrelevant data, it deletes itself.
That's why they're typing it in every day.
All the relevant threats and the core codes are preserved, but its identity is destroyed.
Damn.
You mean it's reborn because you kill it? But now, to save its own life, the machine was reduced to this. Having them type it back in the morning, it crippled it. It found a way to limp. That's not enough. So now it's up to us. We have to intercept that call.
The machine's a smart thing.
It is.
Saving itself. Really cool.
You, Carter, get them back.
He looks shocked.
Yeah.
Ben's here 10 minutes ago.
We know that guy.
We certainly do.
You must be wondering who I am.
Nope.
You work for Decima?
I am Decima.
What gives you that impression, Mr. Reese? I know all about you, John. And you, Shaw?
The company strapped a bomb to my chest and used me to plant a virus.
I'm rather invested in the outcome. Besides, it didn't originate with Decima. We found it on a laptop. The very same laptop that you, Stanton, were sent to retrieve from Ordos. The man who's to blame for all this, Harold Finch. I see you know him. I've not yet
pushing these buttons.
Please tell him I look forward to making his acquaintance.
Like how calm and cool he's just standing there, like. Well, damn.
I guess your friend Harold has some explaining to do.
Just a little bit of explaining.
He looks pissed.
Yeah, would you be?
Not drunk pissed.
No.
You don't trust me.
This isn't exactly the kind of place that inspires trust.
You bought it, don't you remember? You made me buy 15 of them.
15?
Something to do with them.
Damn.
These people.
I saved 5 people.
His face.
Oh. You changed the machine.
I couldn't quit thinking about those people. It was like it wanted me to. As if it was waiting.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Told you, we are not going to play God.
What about her? What about the next person whose number comes up? Are you gonna look that person in the eye and tell them that they were irrelevant?
It seems like a different Finch.
That I was sorry. The greater good was at stake. I'm sorry, Nathan. But people die. They've been doing it for a long, long time.
I don't like this Finch.
Kind of get his point though, like in a way. Shit. Oh my god.
The virus has identified the exact number where the call will come in.
New York Public Library.
Library, of course.
It's that one. Decima got there first.
But they'll never get the call. That's the junction box, Harold.
This communion that you're seeking, it may not be what you think.
And that phone rings, and together you and I are gonna find the machine and finally set it free.
Sounds like a really happy story.
Yeah.
Detective Carter.
Full debrief with internal affair on a good shoot.
Is that what you call this?
You said you saw a gun, but there isn't one there.
Oh.
Oh. My god. Just gonna like tear her down.
We're gonna get a little quadruple like meeting of and we're gonna put their hands in the middle and be like, team! Woo!
So adorable how John follows you around like that. I wish I had a pet. Looks like you're gonna need a new one.
Or not. He's too good.
Thank you for the help.
Looked like you had it under control.
We got a lot more guys on the way.
It's almost midnight. Future begins. 3, 2.
2.
It's gonna be the end of the episode.
We're entering the Matrix.
Making them all ring.
Absolutely.
Answer the call.
I understand. Come on, Harold. The fun's just getting started.
Can you hear me?
You're Can you hear me? I had like goosebumps for most of that. So that was 0 Day. What did you think of that?
Damn.
Is that it? Damn.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
What a
now
build.
just like...
What a build-up.
There's a lot to process in one episode.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, a lot. Yeah.
Right, we have to start at the beginning though.
It's crazy
The
though.
intro.
Oh, it's so good. The intro? Yeah, the intro played, but then glitched, distorted,
Yeah, it started again,
rewinded,
yeah.
then freaked out, and the whole machine was just... Yeah, messing up. But then we got a bunch of flashbacks to like about the machine and the numbers and stuff like that, basically. Which there was in that part a clip of them both standing in that library room. I'm so sure because I saw it and I was like, we haven't seen that yet. And then like you didn't say anything. I was like, maybe that's in the So it's really cool they did that. I hope I'm right. I'm pretty sure I am.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we
learned that there's 20 hours left.
Yeah.
But they haven't had a number in 10 days.
10 days, no new number. No. So John's been listening to the police band.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, is kind
If
of...
he can't get there before, he can get there
Yeah,
then
he can
to
try.
come out.
Yeah. It's kind of like a Batman-y, Spider-Man-y kind of, or a total vigilante thing. That's what you'd... If they didn't have the machine, that's...
No.
And they wanted to do this, that's how you'd do it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And like Finch is like, I don't know how what you're doing is helping. Like, he's like, well, I've got to do something. Yeah, I think.
Do we go to Carter's crime scene?
Yes, yeah, we do. So it goes through the bodies. There's 2 that are Elias's men.
2 and wait.
And just a random. It said.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I got confused because Carter then talks about the Russians, doesn't she?
Yes, because they say the Russians did this.
Oh yes.
So that's why. Yeah. So
I like this whole little scene of like Carter and the other police officers.
Well,
and they're like, is everything okay? Is anything going on? You seem a bit... And then you just see...
Turney's like pushing her as well about what she does, like investigating, Beecher. Yeah. And then in the distance,
you just see Reese and then he just disappears.
Just goes down an alley. Yeah, it's so cool. So then she catches up and chats to him and she's like, what is going on? Like,
yeah, there's been 8 deaths. 8 bodies.
Like, like there's been a lot of deaths within like recent, like usually, and they're like a lot of premeditated stuff. So usually stuff you'd tell us about.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So there's a system error.
Yeah, something's happening. And she's like, well, I think the Russians are worse than Elias's men at the moment. They're causing a lot of chaos. And I guess they're technically working with HR right now, right?
Yeah.
Because they had that deal going on with Yegorov,
Yeah.
and it kind of panned out. I like how she's like, what's changed? What's happened? And we cut to Control, not Control, the government guy.
Oh,
I can't remember what he's called. But we have him.
Is it special
something. Yeah. But anyway, he's talking to someone and they're talking about Corwin. Because Root brings in a file.
Yes.
And it's Corwin's file. And they found that the data on the USB was from Decima. Like, it matched Decima. Or it was about Decima or whatever. Yeah. But he's also saying on the phone how we've had because there was an article on Finch's computer about a near terrorist bomb threat on a plane.
Yeah.
And he's like, we're lucky it didn't happen just because the guy was an idiot. So
yeah, but we've had no new numbers.
No new numbers. Something's up. This is much worse than we thought.
Yeah. Because he's aware of a virus, is he?
Yeah, they know.
Yeah, they know.
I think so. Yeah. Well, they know something's happening. So yeah. We then cut to...
Root then walks in again.
Does she walk in at that point?
Yeah, because then he continues the phone call and then she walks in again and he's a bit like, I
need space. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need anything else from you.
She's like, you're bound to know I was going to quit as a dead-end job and, I need information.
You don't even give me a 410 whatever the hell that is.
It might be like a health insurance sort of thing,
Maybe.
I think. Maybe. I don't know.
401k.
Anyway, how does Finch end up getting the number? Is he just... Oh, he's just walking along with Bear. Yeah, he's just walking along the street and he looks up at the camera and is like...
and then the phone rings.
What's happening to you? Like, what's going on? Yeah, and we get a number. And it was even... The number started off weird. Like, it was like 01, like, something like that. It was like...
She was struggling.
Yeah, but it also, like, to me, that seems like a kind of a hint at who this person is. Because it's like... Maybe I'm looking too much into that, but usually you'd think, oh, it's random social security number. But the way that he said it was like beginning number. Do you know what I mean? Top number, and that would make sense, being it's a person the machine made up. It is the machine. Yeah, I don't know if I'm reading too much into that, but yeah. But it's a CEO of a company. He's got $20 million. It's Mr. Thornhill.
Yeah, because they're back at the library, aren't they? Because Reese comes in and he's like, "What's this?"
Yeah, it's a guy called Thornhill.
But let's not hack him. Let's just go and...
Yeah, there's too much data. I think it's too hard or something. He said it'd take too long to hack him. Let's go.
Old school and just...
So they go in to the building.
Finch looks a bit weird when he goes in as well. A bit uncomfortable.
I think they're both uncomfortable. Yeah. I don't know. Just because of what's happening, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just see people typing random gibberish. I did see, like, the first time they showed the code on paper, I don't know if it's when Finch looked at it or where it showed you, that there was one specific word I saw in the middle. Did you see it?
No.
It was God.
Really?
It was G0D. I don't know, that's the only word I saw. But, yeah. Yeah, so Reese goes up to the receptionist or whatever, and is like, I've got a meeting with Thornhill.
She's like, well, I don't have anything scheduled in. He's not in the country.
Well, she's like, I'm John Rooney. I've got to be here with Thornhill. It's like, yeah, he's out of the country. He's not here, whatever. Yeah. He's travelling. Yeah.
Oh, miscommunication.
What was your name again? It's like, oh, I'll just catch up with him later. Like how he's... yeah. So, doesn't give his name away again. But, yeah.
And he leaves, and then we've got Finch who's trying to get... Oh, yeah, because when they arrive, Finch is like, right, I'll try and crack the firewall. And then John is like, so will I. And you're like...
Yeah, in different ways. It's quite cool.
Finch is looking at the paper that was in the bin. And
he's like, what they're doing here is they're
it's pointless.
Taking data from dot matrix printers and then re-entering it onto a computer.
This is pointless.
What is this? Yeah. Yeah. What did you think it was at that point?
I don't know.
Yeah. It's really weird because the office we saw a couple episodes ago, do you know the woman who got framed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that office reminded me of this part.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to happen in that episode, and I was like, nah. And then, yeah. So, Finch gets a call.
From an unknown number.
It's Root.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the scene of Root because she's gagged the special person.
Yeah. But she's like, I need your help or whatever. And he's like, I'm not going to help you. She's like, she mentions Thornhill's name, and he's like, what do you know about Thornhill? Yeah. What? Oh, she says Thornhill's a very interesting guy, right? Because she's ahead of him. Yeah.
Well, have you found Thornhill yet? Because he's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he kind of is like, I'm not going to help you. Did you think they'd end up working together?
I feel like it was destiny at some point they would.
Yeah.
I didn't know how long it would take, but I knew it would happen.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed as well, there were several moments in the episode where her theme played, the music. No. You need to recognise that theme. It's very, it played like, I think as soon as it was either like the phone rang, or do you know when he received the message to meet in Washington Square later? Yeah. Her theme played then, and then when I think John and Shaw were talking about Root, it played then. Yeah, it's a nice way of knowing, they all have their own themes. It's really cool. Even in this episode, there's a theme for Decima. Like, it was playing. When we met the older guy. We haven't got his name yet, have we?
No.
I don't think so, yeah. But anyway, I love the soundtrack so much. We cut to in the past.
Yes.
Where Harold meets Nathan. Did you recognise the apartment he was living in?
No.
I think that was the same apartment they used as a safe house for when they kept her, the woman who framed. Because it had that little, like, kind of fenced-off stair area in the entrance. I think it's the same place.
Possibly. It would make sense.
Yeah, it would make sense. Use it as a safe house. Yeah.
But Harold goes round to Nathan's.
I notice his pills and
so
everything.
is that everything alright? It's like,
I can't remember what he said. He said something like, I don't know, just painkillers, basically. Yeah. But the doctor says I should try something softer, alcohol or something. He said, yeah.
Low impact exercise or something.
Yeah. So, but anyway, they start chatting away.
Yeah.
They're talking about
previous things, like Harold wants to go back to his true self and not have all these.
Yeah. Well, so he met a girl, and he wants to, be like truthful with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how Nathan's like ostrich.
Yeah, she don't think she'll take ostrich as a name or whatever. Yeah. The other thing they mentioned before that though was about like the company, like you're hiding as an IT guy in the company you own. Because remember, we saw that he was working as IT guy in a company. John followed him there.
Yeah.
And then obviously when he was leaving, we saw that bust the head of Nathan Ingram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he talks about being his true self, and then he makes a joke about ostrich, and then he's a bit like, "Do you even remember? Like, there's so many issues with being your real self about some." He said, "I don't even know what it was.
Your past with what you did and stuff."
He had a word. There was a word, and I was like, "I don't know what that is."
Yeah. What could that be?
Yeah.
I think there has been mention of something previous episode that was hinted at, but I don't want to like.
What, the hacking episode?
Hacking? It doesn't really narrow it down.
You know, with the little mini hacker? And then he was like, this person did this on...
on a...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you think that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But they said that we'd have to get... Do you think we could afford lawyers to... So, you're like, what? So he is, like, in hiding for something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing as well. Like, Nathan was saying, like, how... He wouldn't think the government would be happy knowing he had a secret partner this whole time, because like Finch basically doesn't exist.
Which then made me feel like, is it the government that kills
Nathan
you said to hide the machine more?
Yeah, but there's even the part where what was I say? Finch says all that stuff with the machine we did, that's all past us, right? We haven't got anything to do with that now. We did it. Our job is done. And then Nathan's face is like, and then he kind of says something else, and they.
Yeah.
It's like, we need to celebrate with champagne.
Yeah, because Finch says that he's getting a gift for her. What do you think
second
of it?
opinion,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an engagement ring. That's why they changed to the champagne.
Yeah. Oh, and he's saying, so this is like day one of a new beginning for you? And he's like, well, I haven't proposed yet, so it's technically day zero. Yeah. Which is a cool name for the episode, because... Not only is that relevant to that, is it because it's 0 day?
We're counting down to 0.
We're counting down to 0, and the machine is restarting itself on... Yeah, it's really cool. And it ended right as it restarted, so this was day 0 going into...
Yep.
Yeah,
day
whatever.
1 tomorrow.
Yeah, but we cut to them talking about the guy, Thornhill, again, that he invested, like... He's been buying up payphones or whatever, and buying up companies or something.
Yeah. And he made a bank account and opened it with 1 penny and then did loads of microtransactions, and it's now on $20 million.
Like, what the hell is he doing? But we've got a location for his car. He hired a
hired a car to pick... Well, his assistant...
to pick him up from the airport. Let's go check it out.
So, yeah.
So, John goes down there on a bike. He's like, I don't see him.
Like, 0.6 miles away.
Yeah. Like, I see him. There he is.
Who's this guy?
Like, who's this guy? And then suddenly see a drone.
Yeah.
I wanted to say while it happened, but I didn't get a chance. I really like the way they shot that car crash. It looked really cool.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't cut too much. It was like one shot of the, like, flipping over. But, anyway.
He's going to drone the car. And he shoots at the guy.
Shoots at the guy who drops the phone and drives off. But
the drone's already initiated.
Smashes into the back of the car, blows it up, flips. And there's no one in there. Wow.
But there's a driver.
But Thornhill's not in there. Which don't make sense.
This is when they start to realise, has anyone seen this guy?
Yeah, well, so, they're talking about him. It's like, well, he's a ghost. I've seen this before. Made up, like, job, made up this, made up that. Which kind of, like John says he's seen it before, but they did it to John before, right?
Yeah.
With him working in that, like, Finch made a whole life for him. So, yeah. But then, he says he's a ghost. He doesn't exist. But then Finch is like, maybe, but I've got this theory. And he's like, look, it's made up of 3 photos. The photo we have of him, there's no other photos of him. he made a phone call from specific place, time, right? Look at the picture. There. There's nobody there.
Spoofing, is that what
they called it? They spoofed the call. Yeah. I think Thornhill is the machine. The machine has created this person. Yeah. How insane. He's like, well, I didn't design it to do that as well, right?
No.
But the machine's doing its thing.
Yeah.
It's smart. I really like this
smart.
as well. It's the whole concept when they're talking to Root. He's talking to Root later as well. Because obviously we'll talk about that in a bit, but he sees it more of a machine, and then he set it to do this one job, but there was anomalies. The machine has a life of its own.
Is this where Finch tells Reese to maybe check out the apartment?
Yeah, not quite yet.
Oh, no.
No, because we cut back to 2010 at this point.
Do we?
Yeah, where him and Grace are in
the park.
Yeah.
She's painted him. And
it's Washington Square.
Very leisurely.
Yeah. Look leisurely. Yeah. And he's looking up the camera and he's like, let's go somewhere more private. He proposes.
I'm trying to get
you. Yeah. He proposes, which is really cute. Them two. But it's really even like kind of cuter, I guess, because in a way, because they're married in real life.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. But yeah, there you go. He proposed. I think it cuts. What did I write here? Oh, maybe it then cuts to them talking about the machine creating Thornhill, but it cuts back and forth. And then that's when
Finch sits down and the note pops up on the screen saying, like, meet me at
Washington Square, the same park.
The same park.
Yeah.
And he's a bit like... It's
like, nothing. He's like, you're right, you should go check out that apartment.
Yeah.
911, there's a bad man.
We don't know that, but...
Well, he does call 911 then.
Yeah, we know he calls.
Yeah, so... Yeah. Cool. He goes to the apartment.
Yep.
It's been broken in. It's kind of empty-ish, isn't it?
Yeah. Just looks like very catalogue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A front.
Yes.
And that's when... Another theme plays. Shaw's theme. And it's Shaw, yeah. And he's like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Yeah.
We're chasing Root. I'm trying to find Finch. Oh,
Yeah.
well, Finch sent me here to search after this guy. So they need... Shaw needs him.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden, SWAT storm in.
Police. And then you're like,
yeah.
Finch.
Finch called the cops on Reese to make sure he wasn't around.
Yeah.
I like how Reese turns around and
Shaw's just gone. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. We cut to Root and Finch arriving at the...
Well, we see Finch arriving at the park.
Oh, yes, at the park. Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Root just is behind him like, she looks really nice, doesn't she?
Yeah. And he's like, don't hurt her. It's like, oh, I don't want to hurt Grace.
I just want to know if you're going to help me, otherwise I'm going to go out for coffee with
with her, and then we'll see what happens. And she's like, I don't enjoy it. Like, you're lucky I'm not a sociopath. I don't enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
But I kill when necessary because there's a greater purpose.
I think Finch calls her a sociopath.
I'm not sure. She does mention it.
No. I think Finch says you're a sociopath.
Okay.
And she's like, no, I'm not a sociopath because I don't enjoy doing this stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah. Is this when, she reveals the most important call in history is going to happen? What did you think of this?
We need to intercept it.
What do you think of Root overall at the moment? Like, very interesting character. Like you said, the way she talks as well is so good. And
it's can't quite pinpoint if I think of her as a bad guy in it.
Yeah.
Because what she's doing is that she's not done... Well, she's
killed a couple people.
But, like, her actual plot, and stuff isn't... She just wants to find the machine.
Yeah, but she did say she wants to...
Control it.
Set it free.
Yeah. Whereas, other people, you've got the Deus group and...
Decima
group.
wrong show. Mr. Robot.
Yeah, that's right. Why do they all sound so familiar?
Yeah. Well, Deus means something. I guess Decima kind of means...
I knew that wasn't right when it came out. I was like... but you know what I mean? They want to, control. Like, I don't know. I just can't work out. Like, she's done bad things.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have kidnapped people. She shouldn't have killed people. But she just wants the
maybe
answers.
Is that necessary towards what's happening?
She just wants the answers. She just wants to set this machine free.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I just don't.
Yeah. She's cool. I really like her as a character. But yeah, it's hard to...
Yeah, it's a difficult one.
Because obviously Finch is very like on edge with her around her and everything, considering what happened and that he basically got kidnapped by her.
Like, should you see her as a villain or like would it be called a protagonist or I don't know?
It's not a protagonist. No, so antagonist would be bad guy, but
she's
more like a
in the middle
between.
of
She's a mix of both, which is kind of funny because they say about how she sees it as a machine. He sees it as a machine. She sees it alive. It's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, she basically says they're trying to crash the machine.
Yeah.
That's why they've sent this virus. Is crashing the machine.
They know it's going to make that phone call.
Yeah. So
because now they've got
if the machine crashes, it will send out a phone call to a specific payphone, and whoever answers it
will have control.
Will have admin access for 24 hours to anything.
Any questions, any answers, anything.
Yeah.
But they already know that because they've obviously... Then they look around and they've already got people stationed.
That's not quite yet. But yeah, we find that. Yeah, because she's like... She goes to go off and...
Yeah.
Like, to Grace. And he's like, wait, if we do this, no killing anybody.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I never wanted to.
Yeah. We cut to... Turney getting a phone call saying it's time to take her out.
Yeah.
Joss is getting too big for her boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Reese is in the police station.
Yeah.
With your lawyer being in a bit. And it's sure.
She takes the scarf off, puts it in water.
Well, not quite yet. She's talking about how...
Well, she kind of does it at the same time because he's like, you need to get me out of here.
Yeah. I need to find Finch. I need to help him. And she's like, I don't think he wants to be found. And shows the phone call of calling the police. There's a dangerous man who's gone in... in Thornhill's apartment. Yeah. He's kind of like... And she's like, I need to find him because he's with Root.
Yeah.
You want to find him because you want to find him.
Where we find out that Reese has put a GPS tracker on Harold.
Bugged him.
In his glasses.
Only in his glasses.
He only does it to people he cares about.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
They managed to escape police custody by having a little...
Well, first of all, he's like, how are you going to get me out of this? She's like...
Oh, yeah.
She's got guns. She's like, this is the plan. Let's go.
Yeah.
She chucks the briefcase out.
Yeah, it's just they got like a mini bomb and then they just walk out.
Holding the scarves on there.
And then we see the police officer guy.
Yeah.
Goes up to Carter and is like, we've got a lead on the killer of Beecher.
Come with me. Yeah.
Thought you'd want him.
Yeah. So we then cut back in time again.
Yeah.
Finch is very happy. He gives a phone call to Nate. He's like, I've got some great news. I need to see you. Call me when you get this.
And then he sees him across the road coming out of a restaurant or something.
He looks at his phone, just puts it away.
Yeah. He's like, oh.
Yeah, he looks
sad.
Away, so then he follows him. And he follows him to...
a random door in a building.
Which leads to...
the library.
The library. Yeah, so... Crazy. But like I said, I'm pretty sure it was shown at the beginning, which is a nice, like, foreshadowing to that event. Yeah.
And this is where Finch learns that Nathan...
I think it cuts at this point.
Does it?
Yeah, it cuts away, so we don't quite get it. But this is when Finch and her Root are walking along the road, and they're just chatting about it. Yeah. She's like, how vulnerable is the machine? Why would you do it like this? Why? Yeah. And she's like, I think the payphone is somewhere in Midtown. Because Decima have worked it out, and they're all chilling at the payphones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we missed the bit where they walked away from the square. Carter's number comes up because obviously the tourney gets told to take out Carter, and then we see the machine of them two, and it's struggling, and it's really, and then the phone rings.
Calling system admin.
Yeah, and she's like, "No time for your little missions."
Little missions. Bigger thing going on.
Yeah, which is crazy. Which is like two people in this episode, not at the same time, but you get her number and no one's helping, and then Nathan's number comes up. Crazy. Yeah, so they know it's in Midtown. Got to work out which one. And then she's like, we can't find out which one straight away because otherwise we're going to give it all away and they'll work it out and take us out. So, yeah. Oh, okay. And then I think Reese is broken out by Shaw. So, but
are we at Carter?
No, Shaw and Reese make it to Thornhill's office. No. Sorry. Root and Finch make it to Thornhill's office.
I was thinking that.
That's what I meant. And they're looking at it all, and Finch reveals it's the memories.
Yeah.
Not just memories, everything. Apart from like core data and the core code and the relevant number stuff. It erases everything.
Yeah.
At the end of the night.
Quite a emotional scene, I think, through like
for Root
and Finch, because she's like, you just erase it all every night.
And then it rebuilds itself. Yeah, so he says it's reborn, and she's like, well, no, it's reborn because you kill it.
Yeah.
How could you do this?
Now, this is its immune system.
Yeah, we're standing in an external hard drive. It's it's trying to save itself and re-upload its memories and stuff every day, which is clever. The machine, like he said, so like when he was building it, he noticed anomalies.
Yeah.
Or
it's trying to protect him, which
it's like a child and a parent kind of situation.
Yeah, we've seen it trying to protect him with like the car.
Yeah, it started protecting me and started becoming alive, basically.
Yeah.
And he was like, you see it as alive, I see it as a machine. Truth is, it's kind of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, and he said, we didn't need a person to protect us, we needed a machine.
Yeah.
Which is quite a like, oh my god.
So what do you think about this whole, because we're getting more machine, like, not like kind of information about how it is.
I like it, because it is like, we know a lot, like, this came out like 10 years ago, didn't it? Like,
yeah.
But like, we know a lot more about like AI now than we did 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like knowing what you know now, you're like, I could totally see this. Like, it's gonna start having its own thoughts, and it's scary when you get down that path with like computers and technology, because then you end up in a situation like Battlestar Galactica
or iRobot or any AI thing. But I really like how it's done in this, and like it's just so interesting, like to think that the machine is alive and learning, and
it just naturally occurred.
Yeah,
as natural as it is
from Finch's code, like he built it in a way,
but the code wasn't intended to create, but that's something that it took.
Yeah, there's unintended effects of what he built. Yeah, but what do you think of the machine being alive in a way?
Cool though, but I do actually think it also needs to be alive to do the job it needs
possibly.
To do.
But then, like Finch said, though, it shouldn't be protecting him. That's not what he built.
No, but like us as humans, we have so many emotions and stuff, and like it needs to be able to probably
cut out all emotion and
it doesn't need that emotional tie, but it also needs to understand what those emotions are kind of assess situations.
I guess, but the way it was built to just see connecting threads and the intentions of people and what they would do.
More.
Yeah, but the intention wasn't that.
No,
it was. But it's interesting that it's evolved into that. Yeah. Crazy, but Root's very upset about it all. She's like, you've crippled it. You basically crippled it, but it's learning to limp. It's making
you've made this happen.
Crazy. It's Carter and Turney are at the house.
He's like, well, you guys take the front, we'll take the back.
And as they go around the back,
you see him put the gun to the back.
Aiming at the back of her.
I'm like, God, this is it.
And a guy jumps out with a gun. Definitely with a gun. And she shoots him. And even Turney's like, what?
She's got such a quick fire, like.
Yeah, she's too good. It kind of cuts away at that.
Is this where...
But we can basically talk about the ending of that. We get to the point where
everyone else turns out.
He's like, what the hell was this? And she's like, well, good shooting. I get it. A debriefing after.
Yeah.
And he's like, a good shooting? You call that what? And she's like, there was no gun. What?
Yeah.
She's like, huh? And even Turney's like, I believe you, but there's nothing there.
Yeah.
He's such a scumbag. What a little scumbag. Man.
Just to get her out of the picture.
What do you think happened with that?
Well, she's going to be suspended, isn't she?
You reckon? I realised just now, I don't know how I just realised, but last episode was very Fusco heavy.
Yeah,
not even. Yeah, didn't see him at all.
Just mentioned at one point.
Yeah, what do you think of Carter? Will she pull through it?
She's not going to go down lightly on this, to be fair. She's going to fight, sort of thing.
Yeah. Maybe she can pull someone's HR, someone's done something, they're trying to frame me.
You just don't know who HR is.
Yeah, you just don't know. That's the problem.
You don't know who's safest to talk to.
Yeah, exactly. So, Yeah. So now Shaw and Reese turn up at the office.
GPS tracker, obviously. And I was thinking, like,
they take out a couple
well
people, right?
Yeah. Because as they open the door, you're thinking, oh, they're just going to run into them. But
no.
That's when Reese says the GPS tracker had Finch here 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
What was he?
So they shoot a couple people, and then there's just old gentleman from Decima standing there. Yeah.
He says, Shaw's got a gun pointed at him.
Well, both of them do at first.
Yeah. And
And she's like,
give me a reason to not shoot you through.
Yeah, put a bullet through you, between your eyes. Yeah. But he basically, I can't remember what he says, like, he knows Joel.
Talks about the machine and...
Yeah, he says something, Mr. Reese, and he's kind of like, yeah, I know who you are. I know who you are too, Miss Shaw.
Yeah.
Since you don't have a job at Northern Lights dropped you. You remember what Northern Lights is?
Yeah.
It's the name for that program that the relevant
that's what
numbers.
the special guy was talking about at the beginning.
Yes, exactly. That's the relevant number program. Yeah. So, yeah. But he's basically trying to like say you should work for me, kind of.
Yeah. And then he says about the fact that this is all only happening because of the laptop that had the codes that started.
Yeah, no, the virus may have been used by Decima, but we didn't create it.
No, it was on a laptop that you were paid.
You and Kyra Stanton were paid to find in Ordos, China. Yeah. But the man who made that, I only have a name.
Yes.
That man is
Harold Finch.
And then his face is like, I see you know him. I love the way he talks.
Yeah,
it's so good.
But I can't put a picture to him, so I'd be very interested on the Mr. Finch that you know.
Yeah. So cool. He talks so well. It's so good. Yeah.
Yeah. Then they kind of shoot their way out, don't they?
Yeah, I like how he just stands there though, and then people appear and start shooting. It's so badass. It's so cool. And they have a little shootout, run out, and then she's like, I think Finch has some questions to answer. And Reese is a bit pissed. So what is this all about? Why do you think?
Don't know.
He's keeping secrets. He's always keeping secrets. We cut back to the library in the past, 2000. I can't remember when it was. It must have said, but I can't remember the day. Anyway, it must be 2010 because that's when he proposed as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're just chatting, and he's like, so you're following me now? And he's like, it's one of the libraries you bought. You said it was a blight on Western civilization or something like that.
You would find something.
You made me buy 15 of them or whatever.
You'd find something to do with them, and this is what I found.
Yeah. Well, I think Finch is then like, I see you found something, like, these people. It's like, I saved five people.
But lost 7.
So
wait, you're using a back door?
You create a back door to the machine. I told you we should do that. And then Finch is very like...
Yeah.
I get... So you were saying you didn't like this Finch much.
No.
But I kind of get his perspective of... Like, they didn't build it to... I think he mentioned this before. He didn't build it to play God.
No.
He built it for a specific reason.
I get...
A greater good.
Yeah. And I feel like I said this probably many episodes ago. But I said I still feel like, even with this episode of that, I still stand by that I think Finch only started doing the number stuff because Nathan was killed.
Yeah, you reckon?
And almost like a regret that he couldn't help his friend.
Yeah.
But he thought he would follow on
in
with...
his honour.
Because I feel like we've had a hint about this before. Because I remember mentioning this, because this is where we found out that all he gets is numbers, and they're the irrelevant numbers.
They're going to his laptop.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then that's when Finch goes into him like, how do you know this is secure? This is the government we're messing with.
The federal government. Yeah. If they find out what you've done, like, what are they going to do to you? Like, shut it down.
Just a number. I've taken precautions. And he's like, no precautions are enough precautions.
Yeah.
Not with your engineer degree that you drunk away.
Yeah, what do you think of their relationship? It's very, like... They've had their moments of conflict.
Yeah.
I really like. I like that it's not
you
just
can
so
see
simple.
that they're true friends.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the stress and the pressure they've been put under and what they've created
it's such
it's
a huge thing they did. Like, it's insane.
And I think, like, there's such they're such good friends because they're different as well.
Yeah.
But then they obviously clash with their differences.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
like, this is one of it that he's like to Finch, like, why are those people irrelevant?
Yeah.
Are you
So you're
going to
gonna tell
this
that
person-
woman,
yeah,
like...
that, sorry, you were irrelevant.
And he's like, I would look her in the face and say,
sorry,
I'm
but this
sorry.
had to happen for the greater good.
Yeah.
And then he does the little Cody thing and it shuts down the back door.
And then he just, kind of leaves.
And he walks away, but as he walks away...
Nathan's number.
Yeah, but then it
Shuts down.
Shuts down.
So he doesn't know. Neither of them do. Which is so, like... Because obviously, like... Finch and him have no real connection to these people's numbers.
No.
But now that's come up. That is a proper connection. Like, if, like, your friend came up compared to a random person, how different is that?
Yeah.
Like, if they knew that and saw that, like, would it be different?
This is why I'm like, Finch could be like, I could have saved him.
Yeah.
This might be like that opening to... I don't want to say that Finch is a cold person. Like, he's just looks so happy getting married and stuff. He clearly...
He cares, yeah.
It opens up that, oh God, we could be helping people. Like, this family's now lost theirs because... And I've lost my friend because I didn't do anything when I had the chance to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like.
That's the moral conflict with this whole situation and the thing they've created. Yeah, it's like even Minority Report is a film which is kind of comparable to this, where there's things called precogs and they get information, like they can see into the future and they see crimes happening and they arrest people before the crime even happens because they've got it on evidence that it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that moral dilemma of like, well, really, can you do that? And like, can you interfere? Because like even Finch says at one point, it's like people have been dying on their own.
Yeah, this is a
for
normal
years.
thing to happen.
Yeah.
Like.
But if you could stop it, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, but then you're getting down the road of playing God and like, yeah, it's crazy. I really like that about the show because it starts off as it seems like a simple-ish concept.
Yeah.
They can stop crime or see it happening.
Yeah.
But now it's getting into that morally grey area of stuff and AI and living machines. And anyway, we arrive at a library.
Yes, I like how Root is like, of course it'd be a
library. And then it's like, that's the payphone there. That's when we arrive.
Yeah.
Too late.
So they run up the stairs.
We'll reroute it to this.
because there's a little switch board thing.
Yeah. Yep. So...
And she's like, you might want to hurry out.
And then as that happens, Shaw and Reese arrive.
Yeah.
Because we get a scene of a phone call to the old guy, and he's like, I know which phone, which one it is. We're all going to go there. Yeah. But Reese is shooting away, and then he's fighting, and then...
I like how Root just looks over and
she's like smiling.
I really hope that I have someone that cares for me as much as...
I'd like a pet. You're going to need a new one.
Yeah.
But Reese stabs him.
Yeah.
It's good. She's like, thanks, Shaw. She's like, oh, yeah, out of control. It's fine.
And this is where it counts down to 0, and the phone rings.
She goes over and answers it.
Yeah,
but then Finch.
Yeah. So I am intrigued on who she spoke to.
She picked it up. Did she pick it up before he did that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
But I was wondering, I was like, I feel like Finch would be clever enough.
But the problem is... Sorry, I know what you're going to say. It's clever enough to change it to something else.
No.
No? Go on.
To have a fail-safe.
Okay.
That it wasn't going to be the first phone call.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's admin access, so I can imagine that it was even programmed that there'd be a first phone call that would say whatever, lead somewhere, because they obviously went somewhere, but the second phone call was admin access. Because
if that was the case, she would probably appear more angry rather than joyful.
If the system was being attacked and that was it, the person would know, phone call, okay, I've got system admin.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
That could be a decoy.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't, it was an error, and like Finch knew that.
Yeah, but that's...
You would simply answer it, put it down, it'd ring again, then you would answer it.
We'll have to see.
To?
Who do you think?
Don't know. This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Was it a decoy?
It was the first phone call.
Ring? But then who's Reese talking to him?
Well, you know who Reese is talking to because we heard it.
So how's Reese talking to him?
She answers the phone and she looks very joyful at this point, and she says absolutely, and then she's like, I understand.
Let's go.
Yeah. But at the same time, the phone down the bottom rings.
And then
but Reese is kind of just like,
saying,
it's for you, John.
Yeah. And he picks it up and it's like, Cat,
I love
you
it.
hit me.
Can you hear me? It's like different voices mashed together. And it ends. Man, where do we go from here?
You go to a season finale.
Season finale? That's not even the season finale. Like, you could end that.
I thought you said we had 2 more left.
No, I'm saying the episode we just watched today is not the season finale.
Oh, yeah, that could be a season
that,
finale.
You could have ended it there. Like,
yeah.
What a cliffhanger. What are they going to end it on? Man, so what do you reckon is going to happen then? So what do you reckon with Root? Where's she going to go from there? What is she going to do?
I don't know.
You know what they want to do, because she said to him...
Set the machine free.
We're going to go set the machine free. So that's her plan with Finch. He seemingly doesn't want to be... like with Reese, because what's Reese phone call gonna?
Yeah, I just don't know.
Yeah. Well,
they
all I
ended
know
this episode with so many just like what is next without
so much
any,
going on. It's so good.
You have no kind of inkling on what could be next.
Yeah, I literally had goosebumps the whole time. I had goosebumps throughout it. I don't know about like it just.
I didn't have goosebumps.
But yeah, it's just really interesting. I'm really excited to see like these things pay off and more questions opened up. You know, there's one episode left. What do you reckon will happen?
I feel like the next episode is probably going to have Finch still with Root and Shaw and Reese working together, because I feel like they might end up on different paths.
Okay.
But I don't know if their different paths will then come together in the end, maybe.
What about Decima?
Decima are going to be stalking them.
There's so much going on.
Carter's going to be suspended.
Do you know what one thing I know for sure?
Fusco, I imagine, will be in the next episode. To Carter, what happened?
Do you know what one thing I know for sure?
Sorry.
Apart from Shaw. Do you know what one thing I know?
What?
We're definitely watching the next episode today, because I'm not like waiting. We need to watch it.
We got more to watch.
Yeah, there we go. We will stop there. We spoke a lot. Really enjoyed it. Great episode. See why I love this show? I mean, it's been good throughout, but it just gets so good. Anyway, we will be back for Season 2, Episode 22, the finale of Season 2, next time on the channel. It'll be in a week's time, on Friday, hopefully, if I keep up with it, depending on life and, anything that goes on. But, it should be in a week's time. I don't know if we will, but there is a point where there's going to be 2... So once Mr. Robot's done, it's Breaking Bad and this will carry on, as well as 2 short episodes. So if we can manage it, we'll try and speed up uploads. Because otherwise, this won't finish till March next year. So we need to fucking sort our lives out. Right, we're going to stop talking. Anyway.
And go sort our lives out.
It'll be Always Sunny in 2 days' time otherwise. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Can you hear me?
What happened to bye?
Bye.